guys, it's Crystal and Kelly, and we're here to do our follow-up for The Coworker Chooses My TBR. A few months ago, I picked 5 books for Kelly to read, and those were The Last Dragon Slayer by Jasper Fforde, Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli, Landline by Rainbow Rowell, a book called North of Normal, a non-fiction book by Sia Sunrise, and Bad Move by Linwood Barkley. You also might remember I wasn't sure if I was picking books that Kelly may have already read, so I actually brought 8 books that day in total. And as it turns out, after I picked a random one for her to read, which was Bad Move, she also took home Down the Misterly River by Bill Willingham, which I hear she has read, so we're going to include this one as well.
Yeah, I just piled them up, so I thought it was included so yeah.
So how many did you read?
3.
3. And where do you want to start?
Well, some of them, it's been a while. The first one, and we don't have the book because it was a library book.
That's right.
Yeah. But I did read North of Normal first. I do love biographies, and it was
interesting.
Very, very interesting. Sad, like mind-blowing that the way that she was parented. But
so what was the premise again? She was raised in like a commune?
A commune, but by her mother, and her mother just had no boundaries, or it's, I think she has probably said too, but her parenting skills were highly lacking. She just grew up more than wild and free. Like, her mom did super inappropriate things around her. She was exposed to super inappropriate things by the time she was like 6 years old.
Oh, wow.
But through it all, you just keep thinking these parents, like, have you read Educated?
I have not, no.
Okay. It reminded me of Educated in that you just think, like, how can her family be this way? And you just, when you're like, this, it won't get crazier, it does. But it's just her strength and, like, everything that she overcame, that by the end you're just in awe that she's a normal person. North of
that she turned out all right.
Yeah. So I loved it. I couldn't stop reading it. It was amazing. And then there's also a follow-up book now.
Oh, okay.
I guess parts that she left out, which was just to me like, wow, there's more.
Oh, you didn't read it, but you're shocked that there was more, even more to tell.
Which I am interested to read, but at the same time, it's like, after all she went through, I can't believe there were things that she forgot, because
wow,
it was,
yeah.
So if you're looking for a book that would blow your mind, but also just show you like what a person can overcome, definitely that is a really great book for it.
Interesting.
Yeah,
it sounded interesting. I remember we kind of broke the rules a bit, and Kelly was talking about it a bit just after she read it, and I'm like, no, you can't tell me anymore, you have to save it.
I couldn't not talk. It was crazy. Wow. Yeah.
All right, so of the stack I gave,
yes,
did you read
so next? I will say I didn't read this one, but I very much still want to read it.
You can still keep
I know. So this one, I felt like I was like, oh, maybe I should have read it before, but I did read this one because twice now, it was in the red books, I think, and you've talked about how much you loved it so much. So I did.
It's just my favorite book.
Yes, I did read this one, and then I actually ended up watching the movie.
Oh, great.
On a trip back that Sally and I took to Texas.
Oh, nice.
Not the same. Have you seen the movie?
Yeah. Oh, there were quite significant changes story-wise, just because when you adapt something to a movie, it just makes more sense.
Yeah. Of course, I liked the book version better, and I wondered why in the movie did they leave out the Harry Potter? Why did they make them, as a couple, they dressed as, have you seen the movie?
Oh, yeah.
You know why? I just wondered, I'm like, why would they change that part? Like, yeah, I found that.
Yeah.
That part was interesting. He had one less sister in the movie, too. But I just love it. I don't know. It's a feel-good. It's, I don't know, anybody coming into their own. Like, and I have a high schooler right now, so he's very much, he's not in the place that Simon is yet. He's not, like, he's already, when we meet him, he's already somewhat secure.
Right.
In his in where he is. And Mason's not quite there yet, but I see a lot of like of his high school, like just the hardships of high school and the finding yourself and finding your way. And he's only 13, my son, so he's got a far way to go.
Finding your people.
Yeah, but I hope very much to be like the parents. Like I hope.
Their parents are incredible in this book.
Yeah.
It's just, and I felt their parents' reactions in the movie were just as incredible too. They're just great parents.
Yeah.
For something like that.
And I would hope that my son would feel like he could come to me and he would feel secure and loved, and that no matter what, we would shield him and embrace him like the parents in this book. So.
I just love the humor and the story, and the love story in it is so good too. Like, I love that kind of romance. This kind of like get to know each other and this big finally they're together kind of thing, versus like. And then I guess the insta love kind of thing. It's just this nice mystery of like who he is and who Blue could be. Yeah. I'm not giving spoilers. Just
no. I loved that who Blue could be. Like, yeah, I loved it. No, I loved that part. Because I didn't know. Like, I was even like, I don't know. And then I thought I knew, and then I was like, really? It's not? And then, maybe it is. I won't spoil it.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yes.
It's really good.
And then the last one that I did read, because I thought I included it. Yes, was this one. And I meant to bring it. But I liked it so much, I bought a copy.
Really?
And there are some expensive copies. Can you tell me, is it the artwork? Is it the...
So there's a graphic novel series called Fables, and it's like modern day fable and fairy tale characters living in like New York City, and like they exist in our world. So it's kind of like Harry Potter, where they're magical and we're mundane. It's just they kind of keep themselves separate and they have their own community and stuff. So Bill Willingham and Mark Buckingham, he's the illustrator, and Bill Willingham's the writer of Fables.
I know they're very big. I haven't heard of them, but when I went to look for this book, some of the copies of this book were so expensive.
I think because they're comic book guys, maybe that's why prices go up a bit. Yeah. But you were looking for like used copies?
Well, then I did start just looking around for other. I just ended up going out of Amazon and looking, just Googling it until I found, and then I did find a used library copy.
Oh wow, that's good.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure I saw paperback copies at like Chapters or something. Maybe they were sold.
I don't know. Maybe it was just online. But if you have one of these books, you might want to look up its worth, because I was surprised. But I loved this book. It was so magical
and weird.
Weird. Yeah.
Like every now and then I'd be like, "Is this written for kids?" Because it's kind of violent and just so much.
But I bought it for my boys to read.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
So especially like Noah, he's 13. So I'm like, when I was like reading it, I wanted to talk to him about it or tell him about it, and I was like, oh yeah, they're gonna like this book.
Yeah, it was a surprise. I read the book. I don't know if this came before or after Peter and Max, but Bill Willingham also wrote a book called Peter and Max, which was about Peter Piper. That's it, and Peter Piper and his brother Max, and it's just this dark fantasy journey story about Peter going after his brother Max, who's just become bad, and it was really good. So my boyfriend bought this for me afterwards, knowing that I wanted to read it, and it took me like 5 or 6 years to finally like be like, I'm gonna read this book today. And just like the animal characters were so good,
and the humor, and the humor is like,
it's dark, but it's good. Funny. Yeah. It's like this bear is like the sheriff of his old forested woodland life before he came to live in this magical forest. But the more you hear about him, he's actually just really lazy, and everybody just makes him think he's a good sheriff. He was really just a lazy bear who slept a lot.
And the guy who protects them, why can I think of his name right now? He's unexpected, and the way he talks to
the cat. The guy who protects them.
When they carry the bear, he's so important. The Eggman.
Oh, the Eggman. He was strange. He was an interesting character to stumble along on with this journey.
And in the beginning, I was like, are they eggs or rocks? And then it gets very deep, talking about different universes and worlds, and then, but yeah, I really, so unexpected and so magical, but also so twisted,
and
but
almost
dark.
Kind of like a commentary on types of storytelling as well. Like how,
Oh yeah,
yeah, it's just,
yeah. If you're looking for
like,
an original written, like
I
it's
don't
not.
know what would be a spoiler. But like his name is Max the Wolf, and he finds at the beginning he finds himself in this forest where he finds out that there's talking animals and stuff like that. And I think later you find that there was a misunderstanding, and because he was Max the Wolf, he was put with the animals, because even though he's a human, like it's
And I
it's
like
hard
when,
to explain,
yeah.
but it's just so good.
I like when the animals ask him about the human ways, like when they compare animal ways to human ways, and sometimes humans don't come off so well.
But the blue cutters, the guys with the swords and stuff.
Oh yeah,
that's just mind blowing. I'm like, I can't even.
and that's who the Eggman
Wrap my head
protects them
around.
from. That's why I was like, oh, the guy who protects them, because they won't.
Oh right, that's right. They won't go near Eggman's
Yeah, we won't say
estate.
but definitely
But,
so
yeah.
good that I bought a copy for myself.
awesome.
And because I really think my boys will enjoy it.
I definitely recommend Peter and Max too if you enjoyed that one. That
Yeah.
one was a really good story. But
So
Yeah.
do I talk about the ones that I didn't read?
is there a reason you didn't read them, or you
I
just not
didn't.
have time?
I just picked. If I didn't have time, and then I just picked the ones that I really knew
that
that I
were
wanted to
interested
read.
in it?
Yeah, like I knew definitely I was going to read. If you saw our red video, I think you
Yeah.
said you've read this 9 times.
Oh,
more,
because
so many
I have the
times.
audiobook too, which is really good. If I just need something, I just listen to Simon, or
Yeah.
I've read it a couple times too.
Yeah, so
I
that
think
one was
When my other edition came in, I ordered like the movie tie-in edition, which came with like extra chapters and extra content and stuff. I think I just picked it up randomly one day and was just like, oh, just reading through it, and then the next thing I knew, I was just rereading it.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I'm not putting it down now because I've started, but I definitely recommend it.
Such a feel
always.
good. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed what you read.
I did.
Awesome.
And now
And if you still want to read a few, I mean, definitely take
do.
home
Yeah.
The Last Dragon Slayer. Since we made the last video, I had to take this back from Kelly, and I ended up meeting Jasper Ford recently, and he's made a comeback after a few years of his creative hiatus, and he's written a new book. His second new book is almost done, and then after that he's on track for a book a year, and the first one will probably be a 4th Dragon Slayer book, so the series is going to continue. So
And is that what you did in Portland?
I'm pretty excited. Yeah, we
Is
went
that
down
when
to
you saw
Seattle
him?
to see him, and while we were on vacation. But yeah, so you should.
Yeah,
I
so
think your boys
definitely-
would really like this too.
Yeah.
And if you liked the humor in Down the Misterly River, I think you'd appreciate Jasper Ford's humor as well. Did you read Nevermore and Wondersmith?
I did. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Did you read The Girl Who Drank the Moon?
I did not. No.
Okay. The same kind of darkness in that is in this. Like
Oh, okay.
it's a good, it's enjoyable.
All right,
Like,
I'll
but
look
it
into
has
that.
the same kind of
But I find his humor is similar to Jessica Townsend's. They
Oh,
kind
okay.
of have a way with words, and I'm like, I really like this. So, that's great. I'm glad you enjoyed what you read. Kelly will be recommending books to Corey in our next video, so be sure to keep an eye out for that. And if you do want a little catch up on this, you can find our previous the video where I actually recommended books to Kelly on our YouTube channel as well. So thanks for tuning in, and if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe for more videos. Happy reading, and thanks for being awesome. Bye!